Our network first just got faster. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 live at 5.
More than a decade later, we're getting our first look at a completed memorial for one of the deadliest tragedies in South Carolina history. We'll have that story coming up in about 5 minutes.
But first, it was chilly stepping out the door this morning, and it's looking like that's going to be the case tomorrow for us as well.
It is cold. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale is in the Weather Center. Riley, just how cold is it going to get overnight?
Well, the funny thing is that we can actually say it's going to be a little bit warmer tonight, even though we're still expecting the upper 20s across the area. It just was a very frigid start to our early morning hour out there today. We got to 20 or down to 26 degrees officially at Bushfield, 30 degrees at Daniel Field, so had a little bit of an urban heat island effect, but 23 actually in Thompson earlier today. So these are the coldest temperatures we have seen so far for fall 2023, believe it or not. So the previous coldest temp for the season was 27, beat it by a degree, not by much out there. Hey, we are expecting another cold start again Thursday, so upper 20s instead of the mid 20s like what we saw earlier today. So this is going to be just our gradual warming trend heading into Friday. It is going to stay above average as far as overnight low temperatures are concerned this weekend, and that's when the rain chances do start to ramp up too. Current temperatures anywhere from the mid to low 50s, so another chilly afternoon. These temps are close to 5-10 degrees below average for this time of year, so definitely going to stay chilly this evening again for us. We are expecting temps to actually be into the 30s already by around 7 o'clock later this evening, so temps are going to drop pretty quickly and close to freezing already by around midnight later tonight. Low temps across the region by tomorrow morning, anywhere from around 28 in Saluda, 29 for Bushfield, and other spots could stay in the low 30s. It's going to be highly dependent depending on how much cloud cover we see tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, beautiful day on tap Thursday, highs hitting near 60. Have a look at those rain chances in the full forecast. But let's get a quick update on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, folks, here's a live look at Grovetown. A beautiful look at the golden hour here. I think we have the saturation up a little too high, making it look a little more orange. But, hey, beautiful conditions nonetheless. We're looking at exit 190. Lewiston Road doesn't appear to be backed up too much, and just kind of the usual traffic backing up off the exit. Clear skies right now, but we do have more clouds moving in the next few days, giving way to some rain into the weekend. That full forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Riley. Today marks the final goodbye to former First Lady Rosalind Carter. Over the past 3 days, people from around the country paid their respects to Rosalind, including current and former leaders, Secret Service agents, and family members. Today, her closest friends and family were at the funeral in Plains, Georgia, the same town she and former President Jimmy Carter were born in. Among those who spoke, her grandson, Joshua Carter.
Humanity had only ever eradicated one disease, and my grandparents wanted to eliminate 5. And at a time when mental illness was looked on as a failure of character, Rosalind wanted to eliminate the stigma and treat mental illness as any other disease that could be diagnosed and treated.
Rosalind Carter is now buried on her home's property in Plains, where former President Jimmy Carter still lives.
Amid the growing opioid epidemic in our country, local resources for those struggling with addiction can be pretty scarce.
There are just 2 long-term treatment centers in our area, the Hale Foundation in Richmond County and now Recovery Road in Aiken County. Our Taylor Martin joins us live in the newsroom in Taylor. Today was the grand opening for Recovery Road, and the facility already has a wait list.
Yeah, well, that wait list already has 10 people on it, and leaders with Recovery Road say every day it keeps on growing. After being open for a few weeks now, the Recovery Road Men's Home already houses 6 men for their 10-month program. Just off of Edgefield Highway in Aiken, leaders with Recovery Road say this home was always a part of their bigger plan after opening their women's home 4 years ago. They just didn't expect it to come as soon as it did, and it's all thanks to donations from the community.
I didn't think we would have this men's home this soon. I figured a couple more years because we were just raising money and just trying to get it rolling. But because of the generosity of the community and individuals and churches, that we were able to get this about 2 years early.
All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're hearing from graduates of their women's program on how life-changing long-term recovery centers just like this one can be.
It sure is needed. Thanks so much, Taylor. And nice to know something was earlier than expected. Usually things are later than expected.
And plenty of room to grow as well for them. So hopefully that will keep on expanding.
Right. Okay, you're looking at the final escort of a 6-year-old boy from Orangeburg. Avery Davis was killed while hunting with his family the day after Thanksgiving. DNR officials ruled the shooting an accident, saying the shooter was just 17 years old. Now the community, including his first-grade teacher, are remembering Avery as a beautiful soul.
Avery was just the brightest little light. He was the bubbliest little boy with the best smile, fun-loving, just all boy, loved to be with his friends, loved sports, and he was happiest in the woods.
On Monday, Avery's mother, father, and sister escorted his body during the Honor Walk. It's for organ donation, which will save the lives of 5 patients.
More than 16 years.
A school district in the Atlanta area is crippled by a cyber attack. Henry County school leaders say the attack cut connection to the school's network the week leading into Thanksgiving. While the investigation into that attack continues, hundreds of teachers are left with no internet, and they lost access to anything digital, including lesson plans. Right now, they're operating like back in the old days, they say, with print resources and visual aids to keep students learning. School officials do say that no sensitive or personal information was accessed during this attack. It could take several more weeks before the district is back online.
Women are extremely underrepresented in the South Carolina State House, ranking 49th among all states when it comes to female representation in the legislature compared to the population.
That is according to the organization Women in Leadership, which wants to see the number of women running for office next year triple. Our State House reporter Mary Green explains how.
Slightly more than half of South Carolina's population is female, but women hold less than 15% of the seats here in the legislature. Now, a statewide organization wants to remove barriers women may face that could keep them from running for office in the first place. On Wednesday, Women in Leadership launched its free campaign toolkit for women. It includes access to resources like self-paced lessons and videos, budget spreadsheet templates, and worksheets to stay on top of deadlines and requirements. This is geared toward campaigns for elected office at all levels, along with appointed offices as well. The organization says in talking with women who have previously run for office and lost, they've found their first campaign can be something of a practice run because they've had to figure it all out as they go. Women in Leadership developed the toolkit as a roadmap so female candidates can focus more time on building their platform and meeting with voters.
We don't need to spend time reinventing the wheel. Women are already busy. This is one more thing that they're adding to everything that they're responsible for and everything that they do. And we don't want them to spend time on something that's already out there and that has been proven in other previous past campaigns.
Next year, every seat in the state legislature will be up for re-election. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
In the executive branch, South Carolina is one of more than 30 states where a woman currently serves as either governor or lieutenant governor.
Do you take prescription medication? A concerning trend in pharmacies could mean what you get might be mixed with something you are not prescribed. We'll explain coming up. Riley?
And we do have some heavy rain in the forecast heading our way as we roll into the weekend. Unfortunately, we'll take a look at your Saturday and Sunday forecast and the rest of the week just after the break.
Time and temp.
'Tis the season to put a smile on a child's face.
It's the Marine Corps Toys for Tots Drive, and News 12 is proud to be an official drop-off location.
Drop off a new unwrapped toy at our studios during normal business hours.
Make a child's holiday brighter with News 12 and Toys for Tots.
How about this sunset from our dam cam? Looking at Clarks Hill Lake, we have a few high-level clouds starting moving from the west, just making for a very colorful sky out there. Beautiful conditions. It's been a little bit chilly today, but the sunshine does make it feel good for us. We're at 53 right now. Pretty light winds, but still some very dry air in place, so that is going to allow our temperatures to get pretty chilly again for this evening and to tonight. Once that sun goes away, we're dropping into the 40s pretty quick and actually should see the 30s by around 7, 8 o'clock tonight and could actually be close to freezing even before midnight. We'll eventually see these lows down into the upper 20s and low 30s by daybreak tomorrow morning. So make sure you are protecting your sensitive outdoor plants and make sure your pets have a way to stay warm as well. It is going to be a cold start and likely the coldest morning we'll see for a good while. Here's a look at our hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow through Friday. So dry weather continues Thursday, but we will start to notice a few more clouds showing up. That's going to be a sign of just moisture increasing in our atmosphere. That's going to be able to give way to some rainfall, most likely by Friday, but some updates to the forecast on Friday. Friday, it looks like the rain threat could actually hold out until a little bit later into the day. Since we've had significantly dry air over the region over the last couple of days, that moisture is just going to be kind of fighting it before it does kind of overtake our dry air and bring us these high rain chances into the weekend. So if you've been watching the last couple of days, we have been talking about very high rain chances Friday, still expecting the chance for rain, but it's just going to show up a little bit later into the day. So not going to rule out that maybe a very light sprinkle early in the morning, but the higher rain chances Friday, definitely after lunchtime into Friday afternoon. Once we get into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday are looking both pretty wet, and both of our long-range global models here showing over an inch of rainfall for pretty much everywhere in the CSRA. So a lot of this rainfall is going to be falling Friday night into Saturday, and then even into Sunday, we're still going to have to battle a few showers out there. You can see the heavier rain threat Saturday, though. That's when we should see a good soaking, and actually the potential maybe for some minor flooding issues, a very large marginal flash flood risk across the region as we start Saturday morning and lasting all the way through Sunday morning. So the rain totals we're expecting, it'll be spaced out over a couple days. So we're not expecting widespread flood problems, but if you just flood very easily, especially with all these fall leaves that have come down, clogging up drains, just can lead to some of those minor problems for us. Here's a look at it. So heading into our Thursday, you can see a few more clouds showing up, but we should see a good bit of sunshine still throughout most of the day tomorrow. Waking up early Friday, we can see temps staying above freezing for us. The rain will be trying to push in from the west, but it's just going to be battling that dry air most of the day. So this is around noontime, and that rain's still off towards our southwest, but finally makes its way closer towards us as we get later into our Friday afternoon into Friday night. That's going to be round one. Round two showing up Saturday. That will bring us the heavier rain threat, and then as we head into Sunday, another round. And it looks like the rain could actually linger into our Sunday afternoon. If you're watching yesterday, it showed that rain pushing out a little bit sooner Sunday, so it looks like even Sunday afternoon plans could be impacted by some rain out there. Now, we finally do start to dry out heading into early next week, late Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when the drier weather does return.
Breaking news just into our newsroom. Hamas has released more.
Switching gears now, a North Carolina woman is sounding the alarm after a medication mix-up. She says she picked up a prescription to find it filled with a mix of her prescription and somebody else's pills.
Yikes. As Caroline Hicks explains, this could point to some larger questions about safety.
People, sometimes take medications just assuming that they're getting what they're supposed to in their prescription bottle, and they're not.
Teresa still can't believe what she found in the pill bottle she got from CVS. We're taking steps to conceal her identity due to safety concerns.
There were several pills that were smaller and some were larger, and I was like, that's really odd.
She looked up the pills online. Her prescription is for Xanax to help her sleep. She says the other pills were the steroid prednisone.
I have rheumatoid arthritis, and if I take a different medication mixed in with mine, I could be hospitalized.
She went back to the pharmacy to speak with the managing pharmacist.
He had confirmed that another customer had come in and said that she received no medications in her pill bottle. So it kind of fit together.
We contacted CVS. A spokesperson told WBTV that they apologized to Teresa and are looking into how this happened to help prevent a similar error in the future. Going on to say, prescription errors are a very rare occurrence, but if one does happen, we do everything we can to learn from it in order to continuously improve quality and patient safety.
That's the exact same response given to an Atlanta woman earlier this year after her medication was mixed up with somebody else's as well.
Yikes. Some pharmacists say understaffing in chain pharmacies is to blame. Now, experts suggest inspecting any new prescription, comparing sizes, shapes, and markings. If anything stands out as odd, it is best to contact your pharmacist immediately and don't take something that you don't recognize.
Yeah, scary situation there. It's crazy something like that can happen, or that it doesn't happen more often, really.
Yeah, so
very concerning.
Buyer beware. One federal agency is trying to find a solution to the affordable housing shortage. We look at what they're doing coming up next.
Faster, that's all nines.
to-go family just got a little bigger. After years of helping families find solutions for their homes, we realized not everything needs a sledgehammer. Introducing Drew and Jonathan for Rooms to Go. This is going to be fun. Oh, yeah.
Were you or someone in your family injured in an accident involving a big truck? Chances are, while you were at the hospital, the insurance company was already on the scene with lawyers and crash experts trying to build a case against you. You need a skilled legal team on your side, and you need it immediately. I'm Austin Jackson. My law firm has experience, resources, and experts of our own to get you the results you deserve. Injured? Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy. 706-724-7224.
Toyotathon is on at Milton Rubin Toyota, and Milton Rubin Toyota will do whatever it takes. Lease a new 2024 Highlander for $399 a month. Toyotathon is on at Milton Rubin Toyota.
RideOutBaby.com.
Revamping historic buildings to turn them into affordable housing. That's the goal of one federal agency as they try to find a solution to America's housing shortage.
Consumer investigator Carice Jackman sits down with the agency's chairwoman about the push to create the affordable housing push and has information on what renters need to know.
Communities both big and small across America are experiencing an unprecedented affordable housing shortage. It's why some state and federal leaders are implementing a wide range of policies in an attempt to build more housing.
So we've heard a lot from people who are really interested in creating housing, developers, architects, property owners who say, well, my building can be used for this if only we can get some of that red tape out of the way.
To remove that red tape, the Advisory Council on Historic Preservation, based in Washington, D.C., is pushing to revamp old historic or vacant buildings and turn them into living spaces across the country. They recently established a policy statement and a set of principles local governments can use to revitalize these spaces.
Well, I think the key principle is that we think historic preservation and affordable housing can go hand in hand. So we think that through federal government incentives like the historic tax credit, property owners can continue to create housing units in older buildings and also to rehabilitate existing housing units where there already is housing. We also think that state and local governments need to have partner incentives, whether it's tax credits like the federal government uses, or perhaps tax deductions, or even grant programs for historic housing.
Bronin says a prime example of rehabilitating a historic property is the Appleton and Spring Flats in Washington, D.C. The 100-year-old building sat vacant for over a decade before nonprofit developers completely renovated the property, transforming it into affordable housing for seniors.
But there's 88 units, 75 of which are one bedrooms and 13 which are two bedrooms. We've, received nothing but warm welcome from the neighborhood.
Jeff Blackwell with Victory Housing says finding a solution like this to address affordable housing is needed.
But it can be a cost-effective and it can be a way to do community development to actually bring the building back to its historic nature, as well as to make it safe for the public and stabilize communities.
Transforming historic buildings does come with challenges like building restrictions. It's something Bronin admits they're working to address.
Sometimes in the preservation world, in the past, we have looked at a building and said, this can't be touched, this can't be changed. But the reality is for buildings to be reused, for them to have new life, we need to make sure that the material fabric can be changed. And so what we're doing at the Advisory Council is in our work with federal agencies, we are trying to update those, might say, outdated principles about how nothing can ever change, and to ensure that all of us agree that, especially on the inside of buildings, especially where things that are not historic.
If you're interested in finding out if historic buildings in your neighborhood are being rehabilitated, Bronin says check with your state and local government.
So I think starting at the local level and engaging people in your city hall or your town hall about these questions might be a great place to start.
With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
And to see the Advisory Council on Historic Preservation's plan for affordable housing, we'll have that link for you on our website, wrdw.com. Riley?
All right, thanks, Will. We are looking at a cold start tomorrow morning, so if you have an early tea time, I'd be prepared for a frost delay out there, at least around 8, 9 a.m. Beautiful afternoon, though, and take advantage of it because rain's pushing in towards the weekend. Now look at that just after the break.
This month is Milton Ruben Chevy.
RFAB.com. Click, click.
Welcome back, folks. Look at our sunset here from the dam cam. A beautiful view. We have a few high-level clouds filtering through tonight. We should still be able to cool off pretty efficiently, though, so expecting chilly temperatures the rest of this evening into tonight. If you are heading out, definitely bundle up. We got temperatures already in the 40s in Edgefield, currently at 47. Same thing in Thompson, Washington up there in Wilkes County. You're already in the 40s. Still in the 50s here in Aiken and Augusta, but it is going to be a quick fall into the 40s once we do get past sunset, which now, 526, should just have happened, and we are going to see a pretty chilly night. Low temps tonight are going to be dropping into the upper 20s, so not quite as cold as this morning, but still cold nonetheless. Make sure you're protecting those outdoor pets you have, and make sure your sensitive plants do stay safe as well. Now, we do have some rain moving in by Friday, mainly late into the day Friday, lasting into the weekend. Temperatures will be warming up, though.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break as News 12 Live at 5 continues.